We live?
Alive. I think everything is
Hello?
set up. Wait, let me just check. Music. A little bit less, I guess. I don't know. I think it's already good, actually. I think we are ready to roll. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the bi-weekly live stream of Wooting, where we, of course, share some topics and things that are going on in the Wooting itself, and things maybe you should look forward to. And of course, I'm gonna say it already beforehand, we also cannot share like everything, because, you know, we got a lot of things in the works, but a lot of things it's not far enough for us to share about yet. So how's everybody doing?
Got some fire engines driving by. I think they're gone now, so
I don't even hear anything.
I muted myself in time.
Oh, okay, nice.
Gotta have the windows open. It's hot here in the Netherlands.
Is it? How hot is it there now?
Well, outside it's a very reasonable temperature. Inside, less so. It gets pretty hot in my apartment. Yesterday it was 32 degrees inside in the evening.
32 degrees inside. Oh, you live in like the top apartment, right? So all the heat goes there.
Yeah, I live in the top, and the building is painted black, and it's the most insulated you could possibly be. Great in the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
And then even worse is that I can't always have my windows all the way open because I have a little Houdini by the name of Dally, she's currently asleep in her basket. Maybe we could start off with little Dally Cam hanging out in their basket up there.
Aww, so cute. Still I want a pet here as well, man. I'm just here alone in my apartment, but I'm not allowed to have pets in this apartment, so if I want something, I gotta move.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right?
It's one way of doing it, yeah. But I think they will probably notice it when they see like a lot of scratch marks everywhere. Because everything is here like
you
nice.
Were the one scratching the walls.
I mean, in the Netherlands, you always have like the solid walls just painted over. So for a cat, it's not really interesting to get your claws in there. But here, like everything is wallpaper, and the texture, of course.
Light up on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. They prefer that a lot more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. I'm gonna see what people. I had a dream about the Owl Lab. Damn, people be dreaming about it. Well, your dream is actually coming soon, hopefully. Yeah.
No, that is something that we will be talking about here in this live stream. Is where we're at with Owl Labs. What people can expect. When can they expect? We're going to be able to share some actual dates, which is pretty cool. Looking forward to that. This has been a soon TM for like, I don't know,
quite a while
months now. We ran into some challenges. Maybe we could talk about some of those things that we did run into and what we had to do to fix them. Of course, neither yourself nor I are on the product design team, so our understanding of those nuances is more of a you guys have something to do to make things better. Let us know when you're done, so that. But I do have some understanding, at least in a very broad sense, of what the situation was.
Yeah, for most part of the collaboration we've done with OLab is like OLab done most of the design, let's say. Not all, but let's say majority of the design. They have all been doing it. And we've been also checking it out a lot, like, hey, is this actually, you know, how do you say it, like the QC in a way, and the also the EMI tests, and make sure it's a rock solid case, you know, for when it's getting into the wild, that people can actually properly use it and not have like issues with it. Because as you guys might know, it's also a gasket, friction fit mounted keyboard, or a keyboard case. So we gotta make sure that the ESD and everything is like well protected and taken care of. Yeah. and also a lot of some other details, of course, we're also looking into with it. Also checking over packaging to see if that's actually properly done, and just checking out a lot of things. But mostly the design, everything has been done by our lab.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And so maybe we could just start jumping right in. But before we do that, I do want to give a little bit of sort of an overview of what folks can expect out of this live stream. So Owl Labs is definitely one of the topics we're going to talk about. We've got some things to share on that. We do also have some more general Wooting updates to share. And there was also, I posted last night, a batch update to talk about the US tariff situation and how that is being handled. So I do encourage folks, if you are a US customer, to look at that either on Discord or on the batch updates website. And then we'll also talk a little bit about Computex, because 1 week from today, in fact 1 week from right now, I will be on an airplane flying to Taiwan.
You're early, right? I forgot about that. Holy
I'm
shit.
going to go on a week early to spend some time in Taiwan with, well, we've hired tons of people over the last year since I was last in Taiwan, including people that are on my team, the operations team. So going to spend some time working with them and doing some face-to-face and building some rapport. And then
basically
also
using them as tour guides for him to travel around in Taiwan, obviously.
Yep. Taking to the best night markets. Absolutely. Visca and I are gonna take on the night market by storm. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Jensen there from NVIDIA, and we can have a beer with him. That's, I'm sure he would be thrilled to come hang out with us.
I'm living in Japan, yeah, so it's now actually 9:30 because there's summertime now as well in the Netherlands, so 7 hours instead of 8. In the winter it's 8, yeah. So it's a bit later. That's why we got ourselves the beer. Hey yo.
Shake him up for some 5090s. That's right. Well, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Jensen. I have swapped over to Team AMD myself. Just the whole shit show that's going on with NVIDIA. I don't really want to support that kind of business, and so I got myself a 9070 XT. And that I'm quite pleased with that. I'm now running RimWorld with over 1,000 FPS, and that's pretty great.
I still have a NVIDIA card though. I have no clue what's happening even with the whole NVIDIA thing. I've never heard of anything. Since I moved to Japan, it's like all the news articles have also been in Japanese, and I can't read Japanese, so I pretty much just haven't been watching the news at all.
Fair enough. Well, I'll give you a rundown. Some of their cards are catching on fire. Some of their cards are missing hardware components. There's been all kinds of marketing bullshit about saying, what was it? 4090 performance with 4070 pricing. That was just a complete utter total bullshit.
That was DLSS, right? Just DLSS.
Yeah, gen and AI upscaling and this, that, and the other, comparing apples and oranges, and then saying that they're the greatest people in the world for it. So, and then we had these are all, in my opinion, signs of complacency, and that they are taking their own position in the market for granted. And what that looks like now is things like driver support is also what used to be a pillar of NVIDIA, is their drivers were the best drivers. Well, that's not even the case anymore, that they've had some recent issues. And so I think I've made the swap to Team Red at precisely the right time.
Okay. Oh, I haven't actually had issues with the 4090, but I'm not sure if it's like the 4090 crashing or it's DaVinci just doing it. So it's...
Well, yeah, that could be either way.
I don't know which side it actually is on. So also because we spoke about our lab, I have the case in front of me. I've only shown the exterior all the time right now, and this is actually the our lab with the optimum keycaps actually on it, which actually does look kind of nice. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice. So as you can see, it's a friction fit pad, and I removed this the front plate because this actually locks in the whole friction fit, so you cannot actually remove it without actually... Wait, let me rephrase that. You cannot remove the module without removing the front plate first, with a little accent piece. And now you can actually lift it up, and I can actually show a bit more of the case, because I mean reviewers already have done it, but this is a bit more a final sample, I guess. So you can actually see we have like a friction band, so it's like a whole band around the. Just show you around the whole module.
Tearing apart his entire keyboard live on stream. Nice, I love it.
Yes. And this is pretty much sitting around it, and you have these little gaskets in front of it. Let me see, can you focus? Focus keyboard? A keyboard, I mean camera. You have these little gaskets in the corner, both sides, and those actually lean on the case itself, which makes it float, let's say, in the case. And we also use a carbon fiber plate, as you can see, which is of course all new, and a little foamy foam on the back, so it's sticked on the back instead of actually in the bottom case. And I guess that's also mostly, I think that's also pretty much it to showcase. In the middle is actually just foam, by the way, for the people wondering. So it's not silicone actually. So the only silicone piece is just this band around it. You can very easily just put it around if you want. Let me just get the orientation.
Very nice.
That's it. Stretch it around. Like so.
See if he does it right.
I have so much stress now, man. Oh shit.
Pressure's
I
on.
gotta flap this.
6,000 people watching you live.
Oh shit, dude. Okay, flap this around. There we go. Then you have to push it a little bit in, because sometimes, because you have like these two. Let me actually show that as well. You have these two lanes. Come on, stop focusing on my face. You have these two lanes, and the one lane is for the switch plate, and one is actually for the PCB. So you have to kind of put it in, make it nice and snug, and then it's a matter of just, you know, getting your case, and then pretty much just putting it in.
As they say in the industry, bada bing, bada boom.
Yes. Why is now not working? Come on. Come on, boy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. And then you push it a little bit in, so it actually sits in place, and it's in. And then simply you get the front lip. Oh wait, no, actually not in. You have to tug it in a bit. Sorry. I'm pulling pranks for you guys. Yeah. I'm just making sure you guys are paying attention, like the teachers always say, right, in the class, when it's like, oh yeah, you gotta do this and this and this. It's like, no, you don't do this like that. It's like, I'm just testing you guys.
Follow what he says, not what he does.
Okay, now it's tucked in, and now it actually sits flush. So as you can see, little gaskets sit on the metal plates. Maybe hard to see, but we have an installation tutorial also coming up, so you can also very clearly see them there. And then you simply just...
in the chat, man, what is this? It looks so cool. Well, this is the Owl Labs case. So they are a keyboard case design company based out of China. They contacted us probably about a year ago now or so, or roughly. I don't know the exact time frame on that, but it's been a little while.
Been a while, yeah.
And they said, hey, we really love your module product. You guys make the best 60HE on the market, and we make premium cases for that. So what is that? That is a match made in heaven, right? The best keyboard internals with some really high-end premium externals. And so they have been they've got all of the liberty that they could have for how they want to make the case. Some of the key highlights for things that they were really focused on, one was, well, of course, the looks. That's important to them. But also what was really important to them when they were designing this product was the acoustics of the case. That's something that's a little bit tricky to share live on stream, because how that gets picked up via a microphone and then sent through speakers and whatnot needs to be very carefully done. So we probably won't do a specific sound test right here live on stream, but there will be one available once this is ready for purchase. And then one of the other things that they spent a lot of time working on was the feel of the case. So they've got a really interesting construction where the entire case will move up and down as you are typing. Maybe that's something that Sander can show that mechanism for. And that is, the intention of that is to allow for a lot softer typing feel. So as you're pressing all the way down, or if you're in a very rigorous gaming session, you can see that the entire keyboard will flex down.
So now it doesn't really flex at all. But with this switch on the back, you can actually flip it around. Yeah. And now
Yeah, so there's like a firm setting and a less firm setting, right?
you can see.
Or is it a lock setting and an unlock setting? I'm not actually
Yeah,
sure.
either way. But now it like bounces much more. Yeah.
Mhm.
Pricing, we cannot tell anything about it yet.
Is that so?
Is it so? Or can we actually share about it? I thought that this still like, I mean, you're the leadership. You can take the blame. I'm not.
What I can share is that we do have a date for when all of the information will be available. I think that's probably the safest way to go before we get in trouble for leaking things. So we're going to be launching a website that has the whole product page and all the descriptions and including all the price information. That's going to be going live on the 9th of May. So that is next week, Friday. And then, so for this product, the way that it's going to be sold is not as much of a first come, first serve. Because we do expect that there is going to be a lot of interest for this case, especially compared to the first run. The first availability of it is going to be a very limited quantity. And so we're going to have 200 units available for sale at the start. And then later down the road, subsequent batches, later productions, there will be lots more units made. But for the very first units is only going to be 200. And so the way that we're going to handle this is that we are going to open up I guess we're calling it a sweepstakes, but you can think of it like a raffle. There's some legal jargon between the two of those, but essentially we're going to be allowing people to sign up for to get an entry, and then with that, after a certain amount of time, then we'll be randomly selecting people to have the opportunity to purchase. Now, this is it maybe has a little bit of a sour taste in one's mouth, saying, well, you're raffling away an opportunity to purchase, not even like the full thing. But I want to make it clear that this is just for these first 200 units. We do plan on having this product be readily available, but we want to make sure that that specifically to combat against scalping before we're able to get it to be generally available. And so with that, Jacob is here, has made a good point. People are going to be selling those opportunities to buy, I think is what I meant to say. We will be reviewing the raffle entries for every individual that goes through to have the opportunity to purchase. Now, we can't know for sure if any individual is a genuine customer trying to buy it for their own use because they think it's cool, or if somebody is purchasing it to try to resell it to make a profit off of it. But we will be doing our best to aim to make sure that we do not allow resellers or scalpers or any of those types of individuals to be part of the first 200 units.
Yes. Hey,
so there's
go
ahead.
No, Superwhite Gaming just checking whether it made its new case. I think you already been here in previous streams, so you're pretty familiar with the OWLab case already, I think. Because I saw you before in streams, I believe, so I think you're already up to speed with most of the things. But I did open up the OWLab case a little bit to show you how the construction is in a way. So if you want to check that, you have to loop a little bit back.
Yeah, you can do that after the stream though. Stay live with us, and we'll keep rocking and rolling. So before we get into some of those more details about availability and who's going to be selling to where and how, I do want to note a couple of things so what is OWLab's component to this, what is Wooting's component to this. We gave a lot of freedom to OWLab to design the case the way they want, but we did have very strict expectations for quality. So we will have our own quality control standards applied to the production of these cases, so that you can trust that this product is going to meet the high standards that Wooting sets for its own products. That also, of course, means warranty support for these kinds of things. We also made sure that this product is EMI and ESD compliant and compatible. That is electromagnetic interference and electrostatic discharge. There are expectations for electronics that these meet certain regulations, and these do meet those. So that was one of the reasons that it did take a little bit longer to get this to market than we thought it would. Because one of the first production runs, we ran into an issue with one or the other of those. And again, I don't know the exact details here, but I do know that issue has been resolved, and we are rocking and rolling here. Is it going to have a California sticker? Yeah, this probably causes cancer in California, just like everything else does. So the Prop 65 warning, yeah, it'll probably be on there too. It's just the way of the world these days.
What, keep the cases get shipped with a warning about it causes cancer?
For sure, all of our products that have ABS plastic on it, that is a product that has some risk of causing cancer only if you live in California. It's such a stupid.
So when you're in Texas, it's like yeehaw, it's free for all.
Yeah, exactly.
What the shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
the politics of that proposition is it's just
interesting.
Dumb. Yeah, there's so many products that have it now that nobody pays attention to it, even if there are products that maybe would genuinely have some kind of risk to it.
Yeah,
but
it's
diluted. Applied to everything, that everybody just completely ignores it. So, way to go, California! But that's a whole nother worm of cans, as Calder would say. So, getting back then to the dynamics between Wooting and Owlab, what Owlab is going to be doing is that they will be selling it to the domestic market in China, and we, Wooting, are going to sell it to everywhere else in the world. So if you are a person in China that are interested in this, you will have kind of a separate, different sales path to go through that will be going through Owlab themselves. And then if you're everywhere else in the world, that's going to then be purchased through our storefront.
What about
Now,
US?
There is an exception to this, indeed, that currently this product will not be available for US customers. We hope that is not a forever statement, but a for now statement. This is in part because of all the tariff changes and policies and costs that are associated with it. Basically, to avoid any kind of confusion and to avoid a customer purchasing this and then all of a sudden getting a bill from their local customs of like $100, $200, $300, who knows how much.
Got 'em.
We're going to be excluding the US from this product for now. We do intend very seriously that this is a for now, not a forever.
It's time to move to Canada, boys.
Yeah, indeed, or to Europe. Hey, come you in. But indeed, for now. So if you are in the U.S., it will not be possible to purchase this for at least a little while.
Yeah.
So as mentioned, 200 units to start with. On the 9th of May,
sir.
we're going to be going live on a website that explains the whole process, how the sales are going to work, how the sweepstakes situation is going to work. It's going to also have some expectations for future batches and all of that kind of exciting information. So stay tuned for that. Definitely looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming with this. And I do want to also mention publicly that the first 200 units, Wooting staff, we have told them that we're not going to be allowed to purchase from these 200 units. So it's not, we're not going to be pulling from these first units being made. But I do know that there are...
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, the sound doesn't count. Maybe we'll use those as like some kind of giveaways or something, and get them out of Sander's hands. But
I'll resell them for you guys, okay?
We'll have to purchase from the next units that'll be created. So the second batch is going to be like 800 units or something like that. And that's where we won't be doing any kind of sweepstakes for that. That's going to be with the same process that we use for all of other products, which is first come, first serve, and that standard situation that you guys are aware of.
So Jacob had a good question. It's like 200 black and 200 beige. It's like 100 black and 100 beige. Like, how are we going to do that?
So it is 200 units in total across black and beige, and also across ANSI and ISO. We do have some ISO units available. So even though, and that's actually maybe gets into a pretty good question here. If this is a case, why is there a difference between ANSI and ISO because it's just a case, right? Well, the difference is in the switch plate in particular. Because this is a carbon fiber switch plate, it's a special made plate for this product uniquely. That means that there is going to be a difference between an ANSI product and an ISO product. Of course, we're making more ANSI than we are ISO because, you know, as I like to say, more any chance I get, ANSI is better than ISO, and I will die on that hill.
trying to poke the people in the chat. God damn.
Absolutely. Yeah, a little bit of controversy is a good thing, right?
Carbon fiber plate is for refined gentlemen. Well, indeed, it's very exquisite, my guy.
ISO order should come with a cease and desist.
Oh god.
Indeed. But yeah, so that wraps up Owl Labs. But, I think that if anybody's got any questions about it, what our plans are, what our intentions are for sales, availability, those sorts of things, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll keep answering them as we go. And let's see, we've got some other questions from folks in the chat. One here from Avix AV. Will the 80HE be on sale? That's something that I can share. We don't do sales for our keyboard products. We set a price that we believe our products are worth, and we don't want to artificially manipulate people's purchasing decisions by like having, flash sales or discounts on this, that, and the other. What we do offer is discounts if you bundle products together. So if you buy a keyboard and you buy some accessories with that, often those accessories will have some kind of discount with them. And then we also do offer loyalty rewards for returning customers. So if you have bought a keyboard from us in the past, you might find on the Wooting Hub that you get a discount for an accessory like like a detachable cable for 10% off or something like that. And then as Petronik has mentioned, the vastly superior Discord discount code that gets you 0% off of your order. That's a standing meme.
It's a good deal.
Mm-hmm. That discount code has been used hundreds of times.
Really?
It's pretty wild. Yeah.
They're hoping like it may be changed to like 1% someday, but
you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
We keep track of who is using these codes, right? So. It may be that one day, if you have ever used the Discord discount code in the past, that we, send you a little special something. That I couldn't comment on anything for sure, but who knows? That could be fun, like an April Fool's joke that you get 1% off or something one day. That'd be pretty exciting. Andre has a question about what about Russia? Currently, we don't ship to Russia.
At all.
And I'm also not sure if we are able to accept any Russian payment methods. I don't think so, due to the whole sanctions and the bank situation disconnecting.
I think it
however,
still remains the same, yeah.
It is very common for people in Russia to purchase to Kazakhstan instead, and then have that shipped with a Kazakhstani parcel forwarder into Russia. We definitely saw that when we stopped shipping to Russia, that the sales from Kazakhstan, which were like here, all of a sudden jumped up to like here. So, where could those be going? Well, that is a whole lot of don't ask, don't tell. And so if you are in Russia and you're interested in our products, then I encourage you to use a parcel forwarder. Now, that does mean that for warranty support, if we can't ship products to Russia, that also means that we can't ship warranty replacement parts to Russia. So in those kinds of situations, we're happy to work with you to figure something out, but expect that if there is any kind of warranty concern, that either you'd have to again use a parcel forwarder for replacement parts, or that there would have to be some kind of other arrangement made to address that kind of concern. So be aware of that limitation.
Yes.
Of course, we are always going to take care of our customers in whatever way we can. So I'm just throwing that one out there.
Yo. So also Snow X Rowcraft just asked me about the camera lens and what camera they actually use. Well, I use a Sony camera. It's a Sony EVZ10 with the Filtrox 23mm f1.4 lens. It's actually a pretty affordable lens, and the camera is also pretty affordable. So the whole setup is actually quite affordable. But if you're gonna get this same lens, make sure to actually use a higher aperture, because from 1.4 till 2 sucks. So anything from 2 is actually good. Now I actually use f4, which I don't even know why I do this. Hold up, let me get some blur in the shot. There we go. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that bokeh.
So, we've got another question here from Yasubi and from FA about 16K polling rate, or if there's anything above 8K in the works. And our answer to that is no, because there's no point to that. In the same answer that there's no point to having like a 2K or a 4K polling rate, USB high speed or full speed? High speed. USB high speed is at 8K, and there's no reason to go above that. And if you're going to go above 1K, so USB full speed is 1K. So if you're going to go above that, then you have to use USB high speed. And so if you're going to do that anyway, then you might as well go with 8K. So that's our answer to that. And yeah, you know, other companies are releasing keyboards that have 16K or 64K or 128K polling, and you know, I've got a lot of opinions on that, but ultimately what it boils down to is there's some questions in my mind about how genuine those claims are. And then on top of that, even if they are genuine claims, if they're actually polling at that speed, some additional questions: are they scanning at that speed? Because it doesn't really matter how fast the computer checks for updates for your keyboard. If your keyboard doesn't have any new information to share, then that is just completely useless. And then beyond that, you know, 1000 kilohertz is 1000 times per second. So 8K is 8,000 times per second. That's pretty quick. 16K versus 8K, no human can tell that difference, period. There's even a debate in the community if people can really tell the difference between 8K and 1K. And for that, I would say that there is legitimate differences between those, especially as it comes to consistency in key presses. But more than 8K, it's just there's no point to it. And you know, you're gonna have these companies that market things, and you know, number higher equals better. But if they're making these claims, just be suspect.
Oké, bye Mark, thank you.
Hi. Was
Ciao.
gezellig.
Wel gezellig, volgende keer avond. Moral of the story, just get good at the game. That's the biggest part of it all. Yeah, I see your webcam back, but your microphone is pretty fuck.
Testing 1 2.
Oh, it's coming back. You're a bit low in volume. You say more?
Sabotaged our live stream. They saw this and said
You're
blah blah
coming
blah.
back up. Yes, there we go. There we go. Ayo.
We good? Good shit?
Yes, indeed.
Hey.
When is the frikandel broodje keycap set coming? Oh my god. You made me just miss frikandel broodjes even more now. I can't have
no.
Fuck.
You want me to bring you some when I go to Taiwan? I could.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm not even
Please
sure you
bring
can
that
actually
up.
bring it over though. Cause
I mean, I could bring some stroopwafels. Frikandel broodjes. No, that I probably can't, because that's got pork
That's
in it.
meat.
That's like
Yeah,
€100,000
exactly.
fine if I bring pork into Taiwan. So let's not do that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Can you bring like pots of peanut sauce here?
Yes.
I mean, actually not. You don't need to, because I make my own now here with peanut butter, so it's okay. It's okay. Great alternative. I had to, because I also can't survive here in Japan, man. Gotta have my peanut butter. Oh, peanut sauce.
Mm-hmm. I've already received some requests for some Dutch products. Mousjes is one of them, and Hagelslag.
Let me guess, Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa's kids love Hagelslag.
Yeah.
So we'll be bringing some of that for sure.
Oh my god. So maybe south-facing LED in the future. Then my question to you is, why do you want south-facing LED? I'm curious. And Emil, what the fuck is peanut sauce? My guy, you've been missing in life. Peanut sauce it's the best. It's like you get nasi goreng, which is an Indonesian dish. Pretty nice, but you know, what I usually like to do is just get like shit ton of peanut sauce, you just ram that shit full. So I only taste the peanut sauce. So the nasi goreng is just an excuse for me to just eat peanut sauce, basically. Because peanut sauce is just fucking
question for you, Sander. Do you put egg in your nasi?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends if I have eggs in the refrigerator or not. Sometimes I just forget. Garlic sauce is all you need in life. I mean, garlic sauce is pretty nice, yes.
No way. You don't eat fries with garlic sauce, for example, but you could have a patatje oorlog, which is fries with one side it's got peanut sauce and the other side's got mayonnaise.
Fuck me, man. I want that shit again. God damn. I miss it. I do miss it, really. Holy shit. Yeah. Well, so much better than special, not gonna lie. Indeed, I have to be agreeing with that one. I mean, I sometimes do the garlic sauce with barbecue sauce. Sometimes I just do that mix, and it's also kind of nice. But
we've got to get away from this food talk, otherwise I'm gonna just start.
Gado. Oh,
I think Sander's really struggling over there.
Now I already ate. I already had my dinner, and I got like a little chips over here, which I already like ate most of it. And I like this bag is like what it says, because I love Japan with the text. It's like, fuck, focus. Hey, what's up? Another long day. Just try our yummy spicy caramucho and say hi.
That's fantastic. Nice.
Gotta love Japan.
You gotta bring some snacks from Japan to Taiwan when you come in a couple of weeks.
Right, yeah, I can bring some over. I will not bring over Poke because Poke is like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
on the subject of why are you coming to Taiwan in the first place? Why am I coming to
Let me
Taiwan?
first go to the south-facing thing, actually, because they also asked that before, right? So LEDs being south-facing, you get better RGB for side-printed keycaps. And yes, that is true. But I feel like the side-printed legends on keycaps, it's quite a minority who uses it. And I think most of the people actually uses it on top. And usually it's printed like actually in the top, or like the not printed, but like the double shot, whatever is usually on the top. So it makes more sense to have a north-facing LED than actually a south-facing LED for majority of the keycap sets. It would be nice to have south-facing for like the keycap sets, but it's just like I said, it's
all of our 5-sided dye sublimated keycaps are not shine-through keycaps, so that isn't super necessary to have south-facing LEDs for that. Now, I would expect that there are probably some shine-through keycaps with that are south-facing or side print, I guess. But that, yeah, indeed, just as far as a common thing, it's just not very common out there relative to north-facing keycaps.
Yeah.
Wait, so the dye subs aren't shine through?
What?
Yes,
No.
Indeed, they're not shine through. And actually, if you look back way into the history of the blog posts that we made about the development of the Take Control keycaps, those were a stretch campaign or a stretch perk from the founders campaign from the 60HE, like way back in October.
Didn't it take like an extra year on top of that?
It took forever to get these done
Yes.
correctly.
Holy
And the
shit.
reason for that, well, there were multiple reasons for that, but one of the reasons for that is that we were very particular on the bleed through effect on these keycaps. Because if you have the light very bright, and these are relatively thin plastics, there is some amount of light that bleeds through. And for the yellow color in particular, less so for the black, but for the yellow, when that does bleed through, it doesn't look very nice. And so we spent a lot of time going back and forth with the suppliers to make sure that we're designing this in a way that really limits that bleed through effect, but then doesn't change the color of the keycaps themselves. So that was a challenge for us, and that's all related to why the dye sub keycaps are not shine through. So I've got a set of the blue magnetic wave keycaps in my desk or my bookcase back there. Big fan of them.
I love Indonesian food, yes. That's why I got all of these spices for nasi goreng.
Oh my word!
I can make it rain.
Nice.
I love it. So I bought like from the marketplace here because they don't sell locally here. So people actually bring it in from Indonesia to sell it here for a bit more money, and I'm down for it.
Nice. Very good. NXDZ said, just got my Wooting keyboard. You guys are great. Only took 1 week to arrive. Legends. Aw, thank you. And I'm glad that your fulfillment was smooth. It's a good transition to note to talk a little bit about what's been going on with fulfillment. We have for about 3 weeks in April, we were shipping everything that we could from the Netherlands. And so there was a period of time where it took about a week or 2 weeks to get orders fulfilled from the Netherlands. That is now over. All of the US orders that we were shipping from there have been shipped out. US orders are now shipping from the US domestically, which means that it's again split into the two main fulfillment centers. We also do have a fulfillment center in Hong Kong, but that does a significantly less volume than the rest. However, so for the Dutch fulfillment center, they're now rocking and rolling and back into if you place an order today's Friday. So if you place an order on Monday, let's say, then it'll get submitted to fulfillment by Tuesday. It'll get packed up by Wednesday. It'll get shipped out on Thursday. And then if you're in the Netherlands, it's not quite same day delivery, but if you purchase on Monday, then we'll probably get a delivery by Friday in the Netherlands. Of course, these are estimates, not guarantees. All those little asterisks and whatnot. And maybe should also note that this coming Monday, so Monday the 5th of May, that is Bevrijdingsdag in the Netherlands, Liberation Day.
Shit, right.
So the fulfillment center will not be packing orders on Monday. They will be closed, but then they'll be back at it on Tuesday. And I believe that they did mention that they're going to do some Sunday work. I'm not sure if that was this week or if that was next week. I think it's next Sunday that they will be doing some work as well, just to make up for the day off.
I like either mayonnaise. Japan, QP is kind of meh, but I got 7-Eleven, which is actually pretty good on its own. So the mayonnaise is pretty okay. But I do like me some oldie horn curry though. That's always a nice one. Okay, I'm talking too much about food. Hold it.
Keyboard stream? Nah,
fuck it. Let's talk food, boys. I mean, everybody has to probably still get dinner in this chat. Almost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's just getting hungry.
Indeed. My plan is barbecue for dinner. We'll see if I can get in time for that.
Did you order like the meat from the special place you usually do, or did you just get from Super?
I didn't order the meat this time. That's being handled by other folks. But normally when I do barbecues, I do get some specially ordered meat from different web shops or from butchers. I'm a big fan of barbecue, so I like to get it done right. So got a couple of other topics to run through here before we do wrap it up here. One of those is talking about Computex. So we do have a booth at Computex. So we're going to be there. When's it going to be? That's going to be from the 21st of May to the 23rd of May, in 3 weeks. Yeah. The 21st and 22nd, that Wednesday and Thursday, those are going to be those are going to be B2B days. So that is
Yes.
when companies go through and we have an opportunity to talk to suppliers, we can talk to vendors, we can talk to distributors, and those kinds of things. And then the last day of the show, that's 23rd, then that Friday, that is the public day. So if you are in Taiwan, definitely encourage you guys to come on by. We will have a nice big booth. I'm not going to spoil all the exciting things that we have planned for Computex, but we definitely do have some exciting things.
Yes,
So even if you're not
sir.
able to join yourself, we definitely we're going to have a live stream at Computex, right, Sander? Is that the case?
Well, so maybe yes, maybe no. So the thing is, we're gonna do a live stream before Computex for sure. That's definitely what we're gonna do. So we're gonna be in an office where we actually have stable internet. We know for sure that things are getting through. That's gonna happen. I'm not sure if we're actually gonna be streaming at Computex itself, but for those who remembered our last stream in Shenzhen, China, we also did a live stream there, and internet. Well, yeah, see the facts, see from there, and internet was kinda shit. It's like goes all the way up and down, whatever it is. It's like not stable at all. So we might try it out again to do a live stream of Computex itself. It would be actually nice to do, but we'll just see if our carrier with the internet and everything works properly. Because usually the Wi-Fi around Computex is kind of meh. So you're gonna rely on 4G or LTE, but it's also such a big place, multiple floors, whereas actually getting a proper reach is maybe, yeah. It's a lot of people, one place. We're not sure, so we're gonna try to do it, but just
Maybe
have
we
low
should-
expectations.
So because it's not going to be during the every 2 weeks that we do a live stream, it's the off week for that.
Yes.
Maybe we should not do it on the Friday when it's consumer day, when there's going to be tons and tons of devices connected to the internet
Definitely not,
and all
no.
that. Maybe we should do it on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
It's a more calm day, yeah. But then it's also
Yeah.
much easier because I think it's nice to just have a live stream of our not only our booth, but also just walk around and show you guys what is out there on Computex. Because for me, going the first time last year, it was very interesting to see like all the different brands also, making different kinds of products and just seeing what kind of innovations and whatever has been, put there. So yeah, we'll definitely try it out. We probably just try it out and hope for the best. If the quality is going to be terrible, then we're probably just going to be saying like, fuck it, we're not going to do it. But
We're definitely going to be recording video content to create
Yes.
posts and to share about it. So that will definitely happen. And if it's a live stream, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
We will try. There was
Definitely
a
a
question here
video.
about Wooting shirts at Computex. I'm actually wearing my Wooting shirt from last Computex.
Oh shit, dude.
Wooting on
God
the back.
damn, got a Wooting.
I don't know if we're gonna get new ones or not. This one, man, these shirts are real nice. They're so
Shit,
soft. I wear them
dude.
all the time, and because of that, they go through the wash all the time. So you can see it. It's like the
It's-
white is chipping a little bit.
It's
maybe it's not
perfect
the
for the
most
Dutch
presentable.
weather though. For Taiwan
Yeah.
weather, it's like thick cotton t-shirt. So for Taiwan weather, when you get outside, you'll be sweating balls, man. It's insane.
Mance is asking, who do I need to bribe for one? Hi, you can bribe me. You can. I'm
much-
sure you can think of something. A
Everything
deal that
for
I
the
can't.
right price.
Yeah, exactly. And Heidi's saying, "Hey, I just joined the marketing team." Nice. Congratulations on your role shift. Just for the purpose of a t-shirt. There will be other merch adjacent things at Computex.
Yes, for
Maybe
those
this
who
is-
visit.
Maybe this is a spoiler, but I think this is one that we can share. I won't share any pictures, but we will have a Wooting tote bag at Computex, so that you can collect all of the goodies from the different vendors and booths and whatnot, and carry them around in your beautiful Wooting tote bag. I don't want to spoil any secrets of it, but it is pretty awesome, and I'm very much so looking forward to that. We had
Nice.
one for Woot Up back in
Woot
what was
Up,
it,
yeah.
2022.
Holy shit, that's been a while already, yeah.
Yep, I still use that on a every other week or so when I go grocery shopping, or it's like a perfect tote bag to take on a day trip if I'm going to the beach or if I'm doing something like that. So it's perfect for that.
Yeah. And Wasabi is gonna be also at Computex I saw on the 20th. So hey man, see you there. Yeah, Computex is awesome. I love it.
Tabby's excited for the tote bag. Excellent. Yeah, it's pretty great, and the graphics on it are they're
Mint.
fantastic. Yes. Yeah, but no spoilers.
No,
leaks.
indeed.
So then after Computex, what else do we have going on in the world of marketing? We're going to Gamescom or is it Gamescom?
Gamescom, yes, Gamescom. We're gonna
There's
be
the drama
visiting that as
behind the
well
name.
in August. So we're actually right now in the progress of getting our booth created. Like we're with the booth bills, talking, seeing what we can do, what we can arrange. Of course, it's gonna be a bit different than how things are run in Computex, but should have a booth there. It's gonna be awesome. I still have no clue if I'm gonna be there because Eric was like, "Oh, maybe yes." Maybe no. It's like whatever. I'll just expect I won't be there because I have to fly everything all the way over. And we have now Spaza, our other content creator, of course, who actually lives in Italy, closer to Gamescom. So I expect him just to be there, making footage about it. And we also have Eric, Raquel, you as well, Bert.
I don't know if I'm going. It's possible. I have not yet fully decided. The question in chat is, are we going to have a bigger booth than Razer? I am almost certain that the answer to that is no.
Razer got the
We're
big
going to
bucks,
have a
man.
booth. The booth is... To go to an event like this, it costs like the entire salary of a full-time person for a year. And the bigger your booth is, the more that cost is. So we're going to have a right-sized booth that is big enough for us and no more.
We should just have spent all the money on it just to have a bigger booth than Razer, and that's it. Just for that sole reason.
Certainly not. No, I think it's more likely that we sponsor like an esports team for that kind of cash instead. But we also don't have any plans for that. To be clear. No, thank you.
But we did sponsor a single guy.
We did sponsor a single guy, or well. Sponsor is not quite the right word for
ambassadorship.
Yeah. Single guy is indeed a brand ambassador for Wooting. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Can do a little bit. So we're having an ambassadorship now with Tense. I'm sure a lot of people know about it. So Tense basically reached out to us. He liking the product and liked what we do, and he really wanted to, see if we could collaborate in some kind of way. Or do stuff together, and we like what Tense is doing, so it was like, hey, this is a good match for both of us. So we're like, yeah, let's do some things. And this is actually our very first actually it's not the very first time we're actually doing this ambassadorship or with someone.
Well,
ambassadorship, yes.
This exact relationship that we have with him, where he's going to be talking about our products on stream and has like a banner that's I think he's got his Tens logo, and then he's got his mouse sponsorship with Pulsar, I think, and then the Wooting logo for his keyboard sponsorship.
Yes.
So that aspect of it, where it's really a direct promotional sort of thing, that is the first time that we're doing that. Of course, we have had a collaboration in the past with Optimum. And that's gone really well, but that's a very different type of engagement, where with Optimum we've created his preferred product and have launched that into the market, but that isn't so much that he is promoting Wooting more than previously. He recognized Wooting makes great products, and he had a really specific want for the kind of product that he would want to have, like a customized version of Wooting. And so that went really well. And so we're continuing to offer that product. There's some challenges with that in the US, but of course that's got nothing to do with Optimum and everything to do with the Trump administration. So that is a very different beast. But with that said, that was a really good experience for us. So we're interested and open to working with other types of influencers and people of status in the gaming community in particular. The ones who are really the pinnacles or the pillars of various communities. So maybe it's a good opportunity to ask the folks in the live stream here, who else should we be engaging with and reaching out to, or if they've reached out to us, who should we be working with?
I saw that Jacob was like, you sponsor a good CS team. Well, which team then? Come on, send some. I'm curious. I used to follow a lot on the CS scene with tournaments and everything, but that...
We've got a couple of people in Wooting who follow it very religiously.
Yeah, Simon and Max. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit too sweaty for me, but...
MREC, G2. Okay. Let me get my notes down.
We did sponsor, or we had something to do with a recent Trackmania tournament. I don't know exactly what the details of. I saw a picture of it going through on that our Wooting branding was on stage visible.
Yeah, Max did all of that, I believe. Yeah. So since I'm now not doing like any of the tickets anymore, like I'm not too closely on what's happening with like tournament sponsorships or anything, but I did see like I think Max arranged that one. Yeah.
Right on. I know that Virtual is a very common or very popular Trackmania streamer, and he's been using the Wooting Lecker edition for years and years and years. I watch his streams every once in a while, and I can hear his switches, the Lecker V1 switches, and I know that just Virtual, let us provide you new switches. We have so many improvements that we've made, especially to sound. That if any of y'all in the community here have Virtual's ear, that we're trying to reach out and get him some new switches. That is a personal goal of mine.
He's not sponsor Falcons and Russian organizations. Well, the Russian organizations couldn't even get the keyboard shipped to, so wouldn't also really make much sense because we can't really do anything with the Russian market at the moment either. Yeah. Alps, Guatemala.
A question here from Kessie of since Wooting is trying to be open for the custom keyboard community, maybe next 60HE with a 7U spacebar. That's an interesting question to have here, or suggestion perhaps. The custom keyboard space is really unique because there's so many different preferences out there. It's hard to nail down what is a commonality in this community. But we definitely do have an ear to the ground of what are popular things, and we're open to those kinds of tweaks and changes. So definitely suggested, and maybe I should direct you to our Discord to make a post in the feedback channel. That is something that even if Wooting team doesn't necessarily respond to all the feedback posts in there, we absolutely do read 100% of those. So make your voice heard.
Yes.
I know that, for example, there's a thread in there for the Wooting numpad that people have been asking for, and there's, I don't know, like 600 replies to that or something, that people are hungry for a Wooting numpad. So those kinds of things, we definitely hear you, and so make your voice heard, and we'll see it. All right. So let's see. Do we have any other questions from the community before we wrap up here? We're going on to an hour, so we'll not do all too much longer. But,
we're actually over an hour already, if you include the intro. Do you guys planning to make a
25-minute intro and then just a quick chat?
Do you guys planning to make an upgraded 60G and new tech for your software? I mean, new tech for your software is like, we're always updating along the way, and the 60HC, like an upgraded version, we're always looking at like how we can improve the keyboards along the time, and of course keep it up to speed with what's around on the market. but it's like for everything, it's like we don't really have any information right now available.
Yeah, hardware is a little bit tricky because for us to do a new hardware update, it would have to then be a whole new product for it. So that that's something that we're always keeping an eye on if that is something that the market has expressed that they really want to see. Something like software though, that is one of Wooting's strongest suits. We not only do we have the best software out there, full stop, period, but also we have a very long history of continuing to support software updates for all of our products, even the oldest Wooting one. That still gets updates, on as regular as every other. So absolutely, there will be software updates. I know that the software team has got some really cool things planned, just from like a features and functionality standpoint. And then in addition to that, there is the background service. That was something that we had hoped to launch around the time of the 88G shipping to customers. Ran into some challenges on that, but that is still very much so something that will be coming soon. TM, as they say in the software world. And there's a lot of additional functionality that will become possible when there is a opt-in optional background service. So things like profile switching based off of the app that you have running. So when you launch a game, it automatically goes to a profile that you've got linked for that specific game. That kind of thing requires a background service to be running. And that is definitely up there. Jacob is here, as mentioned, Switch Selector. That is also in the works.
Yes.
And I think relatively soon, I don't want to speak for the software team and say that it is going to come at any specific time, but I know that a lot of progress has been made towards that. And so I'm looking forward to that. And I know that our keyboard modding community is as well. There's tons and tons of new switches coming out from different manufacturers. It is, the meta for switches. It changes faster than
Yes.
all the time. There's a new switch about every week, and so to allow people to communicate to Wootility of what switch they are using, so that Wootility can tune the software to be the best possible for that specific switch, whether it's one that has a slightly shorter travel distance, so it shows the right distance for the switch pressing in, or other types of things like specific kinds of switches may be more stable during the key press than others, so maybe that kind of switch can have a more ramped up sensitivity for different aspects of the press. Those kinds of things will become possible when the switch selector becomes a reality.
Also, what switches should we cover in sound test? Because I still have to make a sound test of the OWLAP case, and I'm gonna test a lot of different switches still out. But
Do you have the OWLAP TI HE? Or
no, I don't have them here, but I could actually, if they are like among the more popular ones, then I could try them out. I got also recently these ones from Gateron. It's the red, what's the rubies? I believe it's like the rubies or something like in the name. They are red. They sound pretty nice. Too bad they're red. That's always the thing. It's like they always bring out colors and switches, which is just like, well, if you have RGB, let's just hope it's the same color you like as the switch itself. So recall Jades. I mean, is it only recalled, or is it actually like the same as the Jade Pros? Because I will definitely try the TTCs, of course, because we sell them on the store. We're gonna try the Gateron Pros, Geom Raw, the Rubies. This is if the OWLAP TIs, if that's actually becoming like a meta or like a popular, then definitely we'll try
I've seen
those
it a lot
out as well.
in the Discord of people saying that is
okay.
a good switch.
Mm.
And there's also some people who are completely dead set on this concept of Frankenstein switches, where they take like half of the switch from one manufacturer and then half of the switch from another, and who knows, maybe the stem from a third. So That's something that if you want to spend 6 hours of your day taking apart and putting back together switches, then that's something you could do.
Okay. I'll have the eyes. I will send it to check it out. I will get a set over here.
So, question here from Osinga. Any plans to make a keyboard in the budget segment in the future? There is not a plan for that. We consider ourselves to be a premium product, a high-end product, and with that, we are able to put a chunk of the margin for a particular product and dedicate that to things like really long warranty support, so 4-year warranty support. We can dedicate a lot to our software development resources, and those kinds of things wouldn't be possible so much with a budget entry keyboard. Now, we are aware that there is a lot of interest. Let me take a step back. So the Wooting Uwu is a product that we created because we knew that there was a group of individual or a group of people who wanted to have access to Wooting's capabilities, but without having to spend that kind of money on a whole keyboard. So we created the Uwu to give that option to those customers. In the meantime, since we have launched the Uwu, that was, it's coming up on 2 years now, right? In the time between launching that, there have been a ton of new HE keyboards that are on the market. And many of those are much more oriented towards the budget segment. So from our perspective, a lot of these budget keyboards, we believe that they're not as good as a Wooting keyboard, but maybe they're like 80% as good. And if they're 80% as good and they cost half as much, then if that is if you were very budget constrained, then maybe that's the better solution for you. Because that last 20%, that is, I mean, it's only 20% of your experience, right? And to go all the way is great. But if budget is, if cost is an impediment to you purchasing the keyboard, then it's probably the case that upgrading a different part of your system is going to have more bang for the buck than going for a luxury or a premium keyboard. Or buy a used Wooting. That is an option as well, as Jacob recommends. Yeah. And actually, maybe that's something that we can share a little bit more about, because we do get products that are returned, either because somebody doesn't want it, or because they maybe they bought a 60HE, but then they realized, I need those arrow keys, so I'm going to return the 60HE and buy an 80HE instead. All of those return products, we don't currently sell those, and so they're stacking up, they're piling up. And what we want to do is we want to offer to customers an opportunity to buy the return products after we've cleaned them and double checked that all the keys function and all the LEDs and all that sort of stuff. Exactly to what the chat's saying here, refurbished products. So this is something that we're actively working on. It's going to be a couple of months before it's ready to go.
Yeah,
but that might be something to folks in the future. If they're looking for a budget entry to the Wooting ecosystem, getting a refurbished product, that would be a really great way to go for that. So that is actively being worked on now. Yes. My expectation is like July or so when maybe we can get those first sales. There's going to be there's going to be a whole section of the website and specific call outs of like warranty policies and things like that.
Let's just say don't expect anything soon, or because we say like in a few months, like in July or whatever, but just don't expect anything for now. Temper the expectations, because it's a whole process behind it, and we want to make sure it rolls out smoothly, and we take everything in account, of course, before we launch this. So might be able to take even longer.
We definitely do want to get this across the finish line, because these are products that are perfectly good to be used. A lot of the times they're barely touched, And that's, maybe it's a preference thing that somebody returns it. And so we absolutely want to avoid throwing these products away, not just because it's lost revenue that we could sell this for some amount of money, but also because it's just wasteful. And so there's a lot of reasons why this can be a win for Wooting. It can be a win for customers. It can be a win for the environment. So definitely wants to shout out that is out there.
So pre-manufacturing units, we don't really sell those because usually the pre-manufacturing units is like things change. They're not like the final product, or like firmware cannot be updated anymore. And mostly the firmware is going to be the main thing. You need like, how's that device called again? We actually have to get the bootloader and whatever to swap over so you can actually get the new firmware. So basically...
Flashing tools or
like you need flashing tools and whatever for that, and it's like that's something we just do not do because it's not fully like a full Wooting product on its own, right? So those are usually the
module available, so that's kind of like that. Just
most of the units get just sent to reviewers or just reviewers or content creators to actually create content on pre-launch. Like PVT units or like DVT units. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so the PVT, now that stands for production validation testing. Those products, the idea is that they are exactly the same as the manufactured units. So for the ADHE, we did have PVT units that we booked in as, these are essentially brand new products. EVT is a little bit different. That's engineering validation testing. Those products don't have all the bells and whistles, and that's a lot earlier in the process. Those those are really just research units, to be honest, for the museum. But PVT, we aim to get those to be exactly the same as the manufactured products, and then we can sell them as such as well. Petronik actually makes a really good call out here about what about selling the V1 white zinc for those who don't care about the black marks or the when it gets grazed with a metal object, it can leave like a gray mark behind. That is also in the planning to have listed in this refurbishment section. So the idea is going to be to have returned products that are as good as new. And then also to have second products. So these are products that have some kind of cosmetic defect to them that were returned for that reason. Like say, for example, the case does have a scratch on it, that we could sell that at an increased discount to account for the fact that it has this issue with it. So those would be, that's two. And then the third one is any of the products that we know to have some kind of known defect to it. So the version 1 white zinc, where it didn't meet our expectations to sell at the price that it's selling at, we can offer these within that same process to be able to sell at a reduced price for that. And another example is, I don't know if you guys were around back then, but when we launched the gray Mao Allumaze, we had an issue where the tape that we used to secure that accent piece that's on there, that was having some kind of interaction with the Mao coating. And so under the right light circumstances, you could see that tape mark even after you remove the tape, and it's not possible to wipe that away because it changed how the product like cured over time in the packaging en route to fulfillment centers. So we do still have a chunk of those that would be the same idea, that we could sell those at a reduced price, and then inform people this is what you're buying and this is what you can expect, and that is something that is definitely up on the list.
All right, I think that's gonna be a wrap as well. 10:30 for me. It's already late enough. I want to chill. Man. Work is done.
Indeed. Enjoy your Friday.
Yes, thank you. Hey, everybody, enjoy your weekend as well, because for most of the people, it's almost going to be weekend, so that's going to be nice. And thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Chatting was fun.
And for the Dutch folks, enjoy Bevrijdingsdag.
Indeed. Oh, yeah. So we're Monday free then.
Mm-hmm. Well,
longer
not
weekend.
you. 'Cause are you still on Dutch payroll, or are you?
I'm still on Dutch payroll. I mean, I'm still on like the Dutch vacation days, whatever, because I'm working remote anyway. So it's like, even though Japan has more vacation days, so it actually would be, or like they have more public holidays, I think. It would be nice, but
Anyway.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, hey everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll check you guys out
Bye-bye.
in the next one. Hey, bye bye. Stop streaming.